what I'm planning on doing today is the same thing as what I was planning on doing on Saturday when I couldn't do it pre-D&D stream. So we're going to be playing some Minecraft. We're going to be doing all sorts in the game. Mainly like creative building and stuff. I've only just logged in, that's why it was still rendering. Mainly like kind of building wise. We're not actually spending time in here. I'm not sure why I logged out there. I have been doing a few things on the overworld, which I'll kind of explain when we get up there, and you'll kind of see I've had a little bit of an inspiration, tiny little bit, and now, like, when we get outside, you'll kind of like see there's actually been some quite big changes, but I haven't really done much, but the changes are evident, right? So the first thing you might notice, the pathing on the ground here is now completely different. Before, this was just the kind of like the pathed dirt. I've changed it up to the stone, andesite, and cobblestone that we've kind of got going up here, so it feels like it's a little bit smoother, it's a little bit more structured. There's also a little bit more, few more cats knocking around. So that was like the first thing that I did. I've just kind of like texturized it a little bit with like the dirt and the root dirt and the coarse dirt, that sort of stuff, just to make it look a little bit more interesting. I thought I left these as normal dirt, which makes me think that maybe not. I don't know, I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, like it's just a little bit of something. There we go. I think that was what I had. I know that that's going to go back to grass. That's fine. So yeah, no, I mean, like I've just made it look a little bit more like kind of worn, trodden. Looks a little bit nicer. You can see here, I've started making a custom tree. I'm not 100% with the roots and stuff of this and the branches. Not 100% behind that. It might be a matter of putting on the leaves and seeing if I can make it work with the leaves as opposed, but oh look, what's that over there? There is also another tree. So yeah, that's kind of like what I've been doing. I actually did this on my test stream, which is just like an independent stream that I sometimes do when I'm testing out new settings in OBS, right? Not going to tell you the name of that channel, just because I don't want people following that, just in case I'm doing some weird shit and I don't want it coming back to the channel. No, that's not the case. It's just, you know, like, I'm doing a little bit of, you know, experimental stuff on there. I don't want spoilers for the main channel. Like, for instance, the thing that I tried out, like, tested out before, on that channel was all of the D&D videos and the starting screens and things like that. I tested that out, all that, so that I could privately view and see whether things would work. But anyway, so we've got the two branches for the trees here. I do want to make some changes to this before we add the leaves though. I want to make sure that we're incorporating like fence posts and, you know, gates and things just to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm quite happy with the texture of this. There are some little imperfections that I missed, like that one, for instance, that one. But I think I might leave that because, and I actually might start adding some of those in other places as well, just so that it doesn't have like this perfect look about it. You know, it's a natural tree. Natural trees shouldn't be perfect. They should be all crooked all the time, kind of thing. And you kind of got to think, like, where is the sun? How's it growing? That sort of thing. And I do actually think I've done too much growth on this side and not enough growth on this side, maybe. I don't know. There you go, there's another imperfection, if you know what I mean. But underneath here, we have, hello, little bit of a secret pathway. Actually, now I think about it, we can get rid of all this. This is no longer needed. We have a little pathway, and this, what did I do here? Not quite sure why I've got that there. But anyway, that kind of like leads down into the cave network. So this is another way to get into the cave network, and I would like to start using these tunnels to actually connect the bases up. So there's another way into the cave network. At the moment it's just a ladder, but I'm going to make that a little bit more functional and practical so that we can get up there, hit a button and escape kind of thing. So it's going to be a little bit more redstone themed kind of thing. So maybe you put like a secret key here, and we have a double piston retractor or something that comes out of there. I don't know. I'll figure it out, and we'll kind of blend it with everything. Make it a little bit more fun. Gives me something to aim towards and think about, and we get a little bit more stuff going on. Down in this direction is the cave. So we pretty much have connected it up to the cave, although that connection was already there. Obviously I need to like make this look a lot nicer. That's a project for another time. That's not what we're doing today. We're doing overworld stuff. Whoopsie. Of course, if I leave the house and this is left open, it throws me off a little bit, but it's fine. Another cat. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Also, I have hose now. I've got a Silk's Touch and I've got a Fortune. That was just to help out with the tree farm and getting oak leaves, because obviously we're going to need the oak leaves for this today, and that's kind of what I'm thinking we're going to be doing. So I have been enchanting a little bit. Hey, Yeeta, Luke, how's it going? Second account, _ second account. Very important, you know, that second account. It's very important to mention that it's the second account. Hey, Yeeta, how's it going, my dude? So yeah, this is what I kind of want to work on today. I'm not sure whether I only want to use oak leaves or whether I want to use a combination of oak leaves, azalea leaves, and the flowering azalea, which means because I think azalea leaves look different to oak leaves, right? They have like a slightly different highlight. They've got a nicer, yeah, because this is an azalea leaf. So we've got azalea leaves here, so they are slightly brighter. So they are kind of like the highlight. So I'm tempted to use that. I think what it might not be a bad idea is if I get like all of the kind of the dark leaves, like the green leaves, like the mangrove leaves would work very well in these trees. And the main focus is probably going to be on this. I'm not sure if the azalea leaves really work actually. What about the flowering azalea? Yeah, I'm not so sure that works. I'll be honest. I don't know. I mean, it might just be these two that we use, just like these two leaves. What about jungle leaves? Are they different than oak leaves? I'm not sure whether they are any different. And achacha leaves as well. Are they different as well, or are they kind of like the same? I've got mangrove. I've got quite a lot of mangrove leaves. I've got birch leaves, which are kind of like a dull color, so I'm not sure I want to use those. Let's get some jungle saplings. I know I've got some somewhere, and we shall grow some jungle trees. There we go, jungle sapling. I've only got 5, so I need to be a little bit careful here. I'm gonna put these leaves in here. Okay, so let's go and farm these saplings. So I'll start planting them down just because I'm curious about the leaves or whether they are different or the same to jungle. I think when we've experimented in the past, they've been the same, but they might have changed them. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's the difference in the mangrove to the azalea leaves are quite, I mean, it's quite a contrasting thing. Good evening, building day today? Yeah, it's building day. We're doing trees. So basically we've got these ugly skeletal versions of the trees here, and I want to prettify them and make them look good. And then I want to do the garden in here, right? So I want to finish the exterior. That's what I want to do. I want to finish the exterior of this building and all of the surrounding areas, kind of thing. Which is, you know, it's yeah. That's pretty much what I want to do. Off stream, I put in the skeletal trees. I've changed up the path there, so that kind of flows a little bit better. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've done off stream. I've just done little bits here, there, and everywhere. I was going to do this on Saturday, but unfortunately I was having technical errors. So yeah, that's the plan, is to work on this area. If I get bored, we will also work on this. The rest of this, which I realize I've built half of and then kind of forgot about. But I haven't forgotten about it. And I will do it. It's just I've been interested in doing other things on stream. Ooh, something else we can do. Now, I'm not sure. Okay, something else that we can potentially... I don't know if... No, it doesn't. I need shears for vines. Why do hoes not cut vines? That's very annoying. That's very annoying. I need shears for the vines. But basically, another thing that we could do is we can add vines to the leaves to make them look a little bit more textured. I've got some vines here, right? So now, when we do add the vines, we have to be very careful that they're not going to just like spread everywhere and just consume the entire tree. So we've got to be quite clever with like string to stop the vines. Actually, they look very similar, don't they? I suppose... Yeah, I suppose that does kind of make sense, because they are, like, the vines are designed to be on oak trees, aren't they? Now, the reason why I don't want to use these leaves, the birch leaves, is because, for me, I think they're just too dark. Too dark and slightly the wrong shade of green. Although, that being said, let's not cross them off. No, I'm not liking that. Really? Sorry, I just got a message from my GPs. It's fine. Do you like building bigger scale builds? I do like doing big scale stuff. However, at the moment, this save is, as you can see, small scale. So I haven't been doing it at all. I haven't been doing big scale stuff for a very long time, actually. But I do like doing big scale stuff. I'm not very good at it because I have a short attention span. Okay, so which one is the fortune? I'm gonna make sure we get a sapling from this. Did I get a sapling back? No, it was a stick. Come on, fortune? What the frick? I've got a... There we go. Holy mother of God. I swear to God. That is very annoying. I mean, the concept of what we're doing here is going to be quite a big scale project, but the actual building itself isn't like overly huge in terms of scale. So I want to have a look. I want to see if these jungle oak. I don't think the jungle saplings are any different. The jungle leaves are any different in terms of color or texture to the oak. They're a little bit different. They've got like hints. They've got little hints of highlight, haven't they? So they are a little bit different, but not like the main colors are pretty much the same, right? So they've got dashes of highlight. So that potentially is what we could be using for the highlights for the trees. Do they... Yeah, you see, that is a very different green, the azalea. I didn't realize how different that green is. Another one that I want to have a look at is the achacha leaves, which I presume they're going to be like ever so slightly different, but not much. again, like, because I can't think. I think I've tried this experiment before. We'll see. Instead of like growing my own, I'm just going to go out here and steal some leaves. So yeah, currently Griff. Also, hey, welcome in, by the way. Currently Griff, like my plan with this. Thank you for the follow as well. My plan with this save is we're at spawn. We are designing a village where a lot of different activity is going on. It's mainly like an old medieval stylish village. It's not actually medieval. It's I don't know. It's just like a fantasy village. Just basic, you know, cottage core, that sort of thing. And the idea is that there are people who live in this village, and I cannot pick all this junk up, can I? Because I've got crap in my inventory. Here, let's do that. The azalea leaves. That was kind of what I wanted, but do you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'll just throw it in here. I don't have a Silk Touch pick. If I Silk Touch axe this, is it gonna break? Your house reminds me of steampunk a little bit. Yeah, I'm not overly that keen on the house, honestly. It didn't come out how I was planning it. But I mean, I'm keeping it there and I'm not changing it because another thing that this world is supposed to do, it's supposed to like push my building abilities out of my comfort zone. So naturally, I think I'm fairly good at, it does look a little bit steampunky. It's because it's a very black deep slate with the orange, right? So it's very contrasting. High contrast. When I'm talking cottage, I'm kind of hoping that the builds will be a little bit more duller like this. I might have to change the roof, but I'm not sure. Steampunk looks very cool to you. Yeah, I mean, it does look very cool, Griff. I definitely agree. However, that's kind of not the style that I'm aiming for. So even though it looks cool, and I do like this house, especially the interior. I actually really like the interior. Because it's simple and it's easy, right? Even though I do like it, it isn't quite what I was aiming for. Now, the fun part of this world is that there's going to be like secret hidden entrances to this underworld, and the underworld is number one where all the farms are going to go, but number two, that's where kind of like this is where it would get a little bit more steampunky kind of thing. I have very good interior detailing. Thank you very much. That's the best part of this build, honestly, is the interior. This sort of stuff. I pretty much, I can't remember where I got inspiration for this sort of stuff, but it's not like, I've not been able to like make this myself kind of thing. Like I took a lot of inspiration from other people. I can't remember where it all came from. But it's like a lot of inspiration from other people that have then accumulated together to become my own personal thing, if that makes sense. Am I not gonna get any saplings? Seriously, I did. I got a few actually. I could have saved some of them. And that's one of the reasons I'm not so keen on jungle woods. Hey Sign, how's it going, my dude? Okay, so let's go and have a look. Let's see what the difference is with the azalea leaves. Yeah, so this is going to be a beekeeper's hut. Griff. I have built this in creative first, and I built that in creative as well. So this is a beekeeper's hut. So pretty much everywhere in this valley, there is going to be like little buildings that will do different things, and then there'll be a tunnel network underneath that will all be decorated in kind of like more of a steampunky fashion, that have all the designated farms under it. That's the idea. It's not necessarily going as well as possible. So what is the difference with that? I cannot see a difference between oak and azalea, as well, not from afar anyway. They look the exact same. I think the textures are slightly different, right? Because this has this clump here, but yeah, okay, so azalea leaves really are pretty much the same. Will you make a Christmas-styled place if you celebrate Christmas? I don't celebrate Christmas. So, no. Yeah, whereas like mangrove is the same colors, it's different. It's got different textures to it, so it's lined rather than that. So then that rather than like scattered, so it does look darker than the oak. I don't like the birch. I think the azalea is okay though. Maybe, I don't know. And I think there is enough difference in the jungle leaves to the oak leaves to justify using jungle leaves as well. Actually, yeah, I think I'm not even going to use the azalea. I think for these trees, I'm just going to use jungle, oak, and mangrove. Can't make trees, so I'm unable to make them. So I think with custom trees, you have to kind of like do it in stages. Every custom tree is different. I can't give you like the exacts on how to do it. But the first thing that you kind of have to do, you have to do like the skeletal shape. So that's kind of what we've got going on over here. So first off, you do it depends on the type of tree as well. So these rules don't necessarily always apply. But for this kind of tree, so this is going to be like kind of an arching oak-ish style of tree. First off, what I do, I look at IRL at real trees and kind of like see how the branches fold and things like that. Oak trees tend to have branches that kind of hang down, so they kind of like arc up and then hang down, that sort of thing. Very traditional kind of stuff. And then as you're adding the leaves, there's a technique to adding the leaves, right? So you do the trunk first, then you add the branches, then you swap out, like, so I did all this in dirt and then I swapped out everything for the actual wood. Also, another thing for like texturing for the wood is you use these pieces, I can't remember, the actual wood versions, not the log versions, so that you can rotate the direction of texture. So it just helps break up the trunk of the tree, that sort of thing. Pink trees are cool. Pink trees are cool. On a server that I am a part of, I did do a pink tree once with like pink wool. It was a while ago now though, so I think I could probably do better. I think I did like pink and magenta wool as like kind of a blossom tree, and it looked pretty cool. And the only problem I had personally with it was the fact that you couldn't see through the wool, right? So it wasn't kind of opaque. No, it was opaque. It wasn't transparent. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, something that can help your trees, like little tips. First off, make it as broken and as crooked as possible. Nobody wants a straight tree. So like my main thing here kind of goes off to the side in that direction. In this tree here, which I'm not as keen on just yet, this needs a little bit of work, kind of goes off to the side in the same kind of direction, actually, weirdly enough. I don't normally do that. For the branches as well, they kind of like go off in all sort of angles. You've got multiple layers, so you have like the bottom layer, so each branch has like its own layer kind of thing. And try not to connect the branches up, but you can. I mean, trees connect up, you know, and like basically just look at real life trees and kind of like see how they function. Depending on what type of tree you want to do, just play around with it. You'll never don't try and create the perfect tree, and don't copy other people's trees, kind of thing. Just see where it goes. Just play around with it, and also know when to stop as well, because sometimes I don't know when to stop with custom trees. I just keep going and going and going and going and going, and it never gets finished. Okay, so anyway, the point that I was trying to make now with the leaves. So I'm going to use 3 types of leaves here for the oak style tree, and I might use the vines to add a little bit of depth, maybe, but the depth we are adding is so minuscule, I'm not sure it's going to really matter. Also, we need to be very careful with the vines, because the vines will spread around the leaves like crazy, right? Like, so I need to be careful of that. And if I did want a little bit of highlight and color to some of these trees, we can add the azalea leaves as part of an additional extra. So that is there. It depends how we look. We could always texturize it and finish it. Okay, so which one are we going to do first? Well, first off, how much mangrove leaves do we have? We've got quite a bit. So the only thing we really need is these jungle leaves, which we don't have that many of. Achacha leaves can go in there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to compost the achacha leaves, because honestly, they're difficult to farm, and I don't think I will ever use them. Because, you know, they're the exact same as oak, and oak is easy to farm. I've got loads of oak leaves, so, you know, that's not a problem. I'm going to put the vines away for the time being. That'll be the last thing we add, is the vines. Let's also put away our dirt. Placing the leaves is the worst part. I kind of agree with that. Placing the leaves is the trickiest part, because there is a technique to doing it, which I learnt a while ago from like watching different hermits on Hermitcraft, right? So the main objective with placing the leaves down is to make sure you're leaving gaps. Leafing gaps! Which I'll kind of show you in a sec as we get going, or at least this is my method. I'm absolutely not an expert on all this, by the way. I do have some more achacha. I'm gonna keep those because we can use those. I mean, they're the exact same as the oak leaves, so we'll just use them. It's not gonna hold up to scrutiny or anything. Nobody's gonna really care. I'm gonna put the jungle and the oak away. Got a random silk touch book as well, so that can go away. Put the emeralds away. Just clearing out my inventory. That's kind of with what I don't need. Do you know what we haven't got yet? We haven't found any bamboo in the entire world, so I haven't been able to actually build scaffolding. So if that's the case, we're going to have to do this all with dirt, which is actually my preferred type of scaffolding anyway, but it is also a little bit more annoying. Dirt and ladders. I don't need the sword, so I'll keep it on my body. Let's just move everything up. There we go, perfect. You can use a seed checker to check for biomes. So I know I can do that, but I'm not doing that because I think that kind of spoils the fun of exploring a little bit. At least that's my own personal opinion. You know, like, you don't have to. I'm going to take those shares, actually. You don't have to follow that. Like, that's just the rule set that I play by. I feel like it does ruin that curiosity and then exploration. I mean, if I know where everything is, then I can just go to those places instead of, like, exploring naturally. I've also got rules on exploring as well in this world, just to make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more challenging, because Minecraft is probably so easy at this point now, you know, you've got to add your own rules to make it a little bit more challenging. So, in terms of exploration, I'm only allowed to travel to I want to say that's the south and the north. Yeah, I think this is the north. So I'm only allowed to travel in those two directions. And the reason why is because I want to keep this world. I have a very bad track record of creating a new world every time there's a new update. So this world was actually started in 1.18, right? It takes me a long time to do things because I'm very busy at work. And I don't always play Minecraft, I play other games as well. So this was made in 1.18. A lot of the 1.19 stuff I haven't been able to find, and when 1.20 comes out, if I'm interested in the update, and I'm kind of bored with this area and I've done everything I wanted to do for the time being, we literally, one of the rules that I'm going to have, I leave all of my gear, all of my stuff, all of my equipment, everything. We head off 2,000 directions to the west, and then we start from scratch. That's the rule. We have to start from scratch. And we're not allowed to use the equipment and stuff that I have stored here, or anything in my ender chest, until after we've beaten the dragon for the second time, right? Because I've already beaten the dragon now. Another one of the rules for that is that the stronghold that I use for that second thing has to be a new stronghold. And when I'm over there, I, again, can only travel to the north or the south. So then that means that I will always have the west or the east of a base ready for brand new content. Don't really like the 1.20 update. It seems kind of too simple. Honestly, like, okay, so this is the thing. And I have got on my soapbox so many times about this, and I think a lot of people are in the same thought process, right? They need to stop creating new content with Minecraft, and they need to fix the inventory system. It needs designing from, yeah. I used to use that rule where you just leave the gear behind and build somewhere instead of creating a new world. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's a pretty good rule, right? Jungle leaves. So that one's a jungle leaf. So let's just see what adding vines does to the texture. So it does actually change the texture a little bit. It does add a little bit of depth, but obviously we've got to be careful how we use the vines, and we've got to be able to stop them from spreading, because that's going to be the hardest thing. What's wrong with the inventory system? Okay, so since the beginning, the very beginning of Minecraft, you have always had a 4x9 box worth of storage. Back in the beginning days, I think there was only like 100 different types of items or blocks or something like that. Now, food, you wouldn't stack, so that was one way of filling your inventory and things like that, but now food does. You know, there's still non-stackable items in the game, like tools and things like that, and that should never be stackable, by the way. For it to be fair. There's also different ways of stacking things. However, the sheer amount of blocks that we've got to build with now is so much more than what we had at the beginning of Minecraft. There's too many. So if you want to start building with like really, really interesting colors and dynamics and things like that, or even what I'm doing today, right? I've got oak leaves, I've got mangrove leaves, I've got vines, I've got azalea, I've got dirt, and then other stuff just for general survival. I'm going to fill up that inventory very quick, and it's going to get to the point where if I am like terraforming or anything like this, it's like it is just a chore, because you have to keep on top of your inventory management. So really what they need to do, like a quick fix to this is add like another row or something like that in your inventory, or increase it 10 wide, 10 by 5 kind of thing, and just like increase the inventory. That's a quick fix. However, a better fix would be, as you like reinventing the inventory system, in terms of as you get further through the game and you get more of these items and stuff, you store them in a different way. So maybe, I mean, shulker boxes help. So that's a good idea, and the idea of bundles came out a while ago, but they now, as far as I'm aware, I don't think they're actually implementing that with this thing. So I mean, like, they're coming up with ideas and stuff, but they're not following through with it. And then they're creating like way more like different types of items and stuff. and it's just getting out of hand. In my opinion, they need to fix the inventory system first before they add any new items into the game. They need to fix the inventory system, because it's going to get to a point where you can't find anything, and you know, it's just not feasible. I mean, in this box here, you know, I've got all these different types of blocks, and it just looks like a mess. It's difficult to find what you want. And in order for me to be able to do that, I'd need to spend a lot of my time ordering everything, and that's not fun, you know? So there's got to be something different with the inventory system, in my opinion. So yeah, okay, actually I agree, there isn't enough hotbox space. Yeah, enough hotbox space is number one, that's like the bare minimum, but when you've got like 500, 600 different types of blocks that you can very easily get hold of, even early game now, you know, like building that house there's so many different types of blocks that I needed to build, and I had no way, because I couldn't collect it with shulker boxes, because I didn't have shulker boxes. I still don't have shulker boxes, actually, because I mean, I've beat the dragon, but I haven't gone to the end village. So it's like, you know, it just sucks. It just sucks. Which is why I'm still doing like basic builds like this, like trees and stuff, because yeah, like I can't with the inventory at the moment. It's either that or you just create like chest monsters everywhere, and yeah. I don't like doing chest monsters because I never tidy them up. Okay, so let's start with this tree. That's what I've decided, and I'm just going to start placing down the oak leaves here. I do need to harvest the jungle wood. And in fact, actually, I'm going to... Do you know what would be good is if we had found a jungle biome and we could just, like, you know, harvest the jungle. So I want to make sure that I'm doubling the amount of saplings first. Are you serious? Okay, there's 3 saplings, right? So the rest of the leaves I can use for myself. This might not be the best way of doing this. Straying away from fantasy in Minecraft and heading into realism. For instance, the bamboo and the animals so far. Well, that's another bugbear that I've got with Minecraft at the moment, is like the sheer amount of animals that they seem to be accumulating in the game. Like useless animals, like frogs. I mean, the only thing that a frog does is it poops out a new light source. Did we really need a new light source? So, I don't know. Needs more fantasy stuff. Yeah, I mean, like going down like the whole magic path would be pretty cool. I mean, we've already got like magic in the game, so let's extend that a little bit. Do like a magic update. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that. But like I said, inventory first. Inventory first. I need a rewarding system for, you know, getting like further into the game, or if I wanted to, I need to not be punished for staying early game, because it's a little bit silly. Adding better tools and newer enchantments. I think the enchantments are fine. I don't think we need any more enchantments. Having it nice and simple with the level of enchantments that we've got is pretty good. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with the enchantments we've got, because I don't know, because let's not forget that we've also got potions as well. So we can use potions. There we go. Double jump would be fun. I mean, you've kind of already got double jump though, haven't you? You've got, it's the beacon. You can do like a double jump with the beacon effect, right? So that's already in the game. Like maybe having it as a potion would be pretty cool. I think people have been saying that for a long time. Having that as a potion would be pretty cool. Like a jump boost. So it's already in the game. Leaping, higher jump. Oh my god, it's so difficult to get saplings for jungle wood. Like, what is the... I know it's the rarest tree to drop the saplings. Do we need any more mangrove stuff? I think we're okay with mangrove leaves. I've got quite a lot. Another thing that I want to kind of like think about is lighting up these trees in some way or another. Like having a little bit of lighting for nighttime. I think that could look pretty fun. We can use the lanterns there, and... Well, I mean, frog lights would actually look really cool, because they are a cool lighting block, but they're difficult to get hold of. I also want to use these roots a little bit more too, because they do look pretty fun. Maybe we can have like the roots down here. Like that sort of a thing. So it's kind of almost like dead leaves. Actually, do you know what? Where the roots would look good is on this path. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that, you know, every so often just having like some of these roots around us. Oh, I definitely need to get rid of the stone though under there. Oh, I don't have... Yeah, let's go and get my pigs. Alright, let's start putting down some of these leaves. And I think what I'm going to do it like branch at a time, as opposed to just like kind of going everywhere and trying to figure out. Different stuff. By the way, this cat thinks it's a dog. Just saying. Yeah, you see, I can't pick up those items, which is really annoying. It's that sort of thing where it's like, I don't want to get rid. Put that there. And it's got like kind of like a mossy feel underneath it. Talking of moss, I will be also replacing a lot of the grass with moss blocks, or like interchanging it, and then we'll also use the moss carpet for lighting and stuff throughout the throughout this area. I just haven't. I'm not doing that now. I'm not doing that now. Squirrel. Okay, I want to get rid of the fortune hoe out of my inventory, and I want to put in the spoon. We've got jungle oak, and where's my jungle oak? Mangrove. That's the other ones that we wanted to use. In terms of the stone, I will save that because stone will always come in useful. You make me play Minecraft more? Nice. Okay, so I think in terms of this tree, I think the best place... I have floating things here because I never actually connected it up. Okay, I think I want a piece there. Let's go and figure it out. Just a random floating branch. I knew that something wasn't right with that, but I couldn't put my mind on it. There we go. Do we need that there? I don't think we do. Yeah, there we go. I think that fixed what I was looking at. Because it didn't quite look right? And we'll pop. So, I also want to add in the fences as well, actually. So maybe we do the fence posts first before I start adding the leaves. I've still got a little bit of skeletal building to go here because it doesn't quite look right yet. I didn't spend as much time on this one as I did on the other tree, so that's probably why it doesn't quite look right. I'm okay leaving that there. Right, let's get some spruce fence posts. Which I do believe I've got spruce. Do I have any fence itself? No, I don't have anything spruce. So I do have these, and now look what it happens when it comes down to crafting as well. This is a huge bugbear of mine. All I want to do is like craft up some fences. I've got to like kind of go out of my way. Sorry, gates. I don't want fences. I want gates. Got to kind of go out of my way to craft it individually, kind of thing. It's just a tedious pain in the ass. Right, let's get rid of that because I've got no inventory space. Hey Janice, how are you? Oh god, there's just no room. Working and annoyed. Why are you annoyed? What's the matter? There we go. Everything? Okay. Minecraft inventory system is pissing me off at the moment. Put the rest of the oak stuff away. Maybe we could... do I want fence posts? Yeah, let's make some fence posts as well. That'll do. How am I? I'm alright, thank you. Trying to solve Minecraft's freaking inventory issues. Wood. Put that away, put that away. Nice. Okay. I hate Minecraft inventory. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, so let's have a look, see if we can... Why does that not connect up? There we go. No. Putting your wood away. Jeez, Womble. Here we go. Just adds a little bit more detail. And this is a that I've used a few times with like custom trees is just adding a little bit of something to the build. Let's try it with those. I can never remember whether I've been able to get the fence posts to work before, but like, yeah, that's not too bad actually, you know, when you have it to like hang down. Looks a bit too fancy. There we go. No. There we go. You just have to make, like, kind of avoid making it look like fences and, like, have it so they look like sticks rather than fences. That's what you have to kind of have to do. And make everyone suspend their disbelief as well. Only it works underneath, doesn't it? Not on top. And then I also want some spruce buttons as well. So yeah, this is kind of like the process I kind of go on for building building trees and stuff. Is just like kind of putting something down, seeing if it works, and then taking it away kind of thing. And already that kind of looks a little bit more interesting. It's got a little bit more texture to it. This one compared to that one, which doesn't have any of that detailing, just looks a little bit nicer now, I think. And now I've kind of spread out where those branches are going a little bit more. So we've got a little bit more of a branch head going. It looks like it's heading in that direction. It's kind of like growing in this direction, which is almost correct. I guess south is that direction, right? So it should be growing so the face side facing the south is the best, but not necessarily. So that's ready for its leaves almost. Let's get some buttons as well, because who doesn't love some buttons? Do I not have any more left? Now that should be a stack, and that will give us a stack of buttons. -1. There we go, 1 stack of buttons. I do have the spruce trapdoors too, but I think that's not going to look right, because the spruce trapdoors, if I remember correctly, have a bit of an odd feel to it. I do want the spruce signs though. That will help with decoration. And again, it's a matter of not having enough inventory space. Let's put some of the oak leaves away. I don't think the trapdoors are going to be any good here. No, I don't like them. So we're getting rid of the trapdoors. I'm just going to go and put those away, because they're not going to get used. Okay, let's put some buttons in. So these are just like knobbly pieces of the like little warts or pieces that have grown on the bark, that sort of thing. Mainly going to be in the trunk area. Just adds a little bit of texture. You probably won't notice it for the most part. And then the signs. Not going to use the signs either, I don't think, for this tree. Sometimes you can make the signs look very good on the trees, but I'm not going to. At least I don't think I am. Okay, so that's the bare skeletal of this tree. Let's start adding these leaves in. So I've got oak leaves, jungle leaves, chacha leaves. I guess I'll use those up first. The azalea leaves, maybe. No, we'll get the mangrove leaves. I'm gonna get rid of like a stack of this dirt, and we'll also put those away. The jungle saplings can go in here for the time being, just so they're not in my inventory. Oh, what about dark oak leaves? Are they any different to oak leaves? Are they any different? Dark oak leaves and oak leaves. Okay, so my basic go-to trick with placing leaves down is, number one, make sure there are gaps. So like this air gap here is quite important. And it's just a matter of like covering things up. Now, unfortunately, because I'm building it from above at the moment, it's going to look weird at the beginning, but that's okay. You just kind of like drape it down. Not every leaf needs to be like connected as well. There we go. It's looking okay. Now we want to add a little bit of texturing to this area. So the jungle leaves give us a slight highlight, not that much though. But the mangrove gives enough to make it look like it's more of an emotion. But I want to use the mangrove kind of sparingly. I'm deciding. So actually, that one's going to go. Hits the button, turns on the button, nothing happens. There we go. So that's kind of like the first branch done with the leaves. I can probably alter that a little bit to make it look good. I need to kind of like have a good look around the entirety of this tree, but that's pretty much the process of doing your own, at least my process of doing my own unique trees is just kind of like adding things, taking away, adding the texture, taking it away, that sort of thing. Like, you know, not focusing too much on, well, this needs to be this block, this needs to be this block. Just putting things in, taking it away, and seeing if it works. Actually, I think what might work is if I just do the entire thing with oak leaves and then just swap in the textures as and when I need. And then I can kind of decide whether I'm going to go with the azalea leaves or not. Because actually, now I'm looking at it from a distance, it does need that, like, kind of, that azalea leaf just to break it up. So I've already decided that that's what I'm doing. And the reason why you want to have gaps in there is so that it looks a little bit more like the leaves are light and flowing, because realistically, like when we get like multiple leaves stacked on top of each other, you can't really see through them, you know what I mean? And it just doesn't look natural in Minecraft, whereas all you have to do is just like poke some holes like this sort of a thing, and it automatically looks like 10 times better. If you just like get rid of the leaves that are hugging the there, like, you already, in my opinion, that looks better, but you know, but that's just me. I don't know. Like I said, there's not like a solid rule to this. Like, people find their own ways to do it. I think the biggest thing that I'm saying is just experiment. Just see what you want to do. See what works, what doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna start pillaring up. I kind of want the orange cat. Kind of always do start with the leaves on the top. So I'm also gonna like not put leaves right next to the trunk. So these pieces here, these branches aren't gonna have the leaves, but these sort of, like, as you get further away from the trunk, there's going to be more leaves kind of like intersecting it, kind of thing, if that makes sense. I've got to remember the gaps too. So that one, maybe not there, but there. Sunflower's in the way. I didn't put it on top there, so that might not work. Yeah, let's have a look, see how that's looking now. Yeah, I mean, it's coming along. It's coming along. So the next layer up on the top there, I don't want this branch to connect up to this leaf, right? So that's kind of like why I dropped the leaves down. Also, something I'm not so keen with is the fact that we're kind of like all over the place with the levels. So they all kind of like finish at the same place, whereas like maybe I just need to add in like those odd leaves here, there, and everywhere just to kind of like give it a little bit more of a flair. Something else I'm kind of looking at. No, I don't want that there. Something else I'm kind of looking at is I don't necessarily want them to be face connecting either. So we could put this one here maybe? Instead of it being, so it's kind of like diagonally connected. So I'm looking at that kind of the same way as the branches kind of connect, but actually I don't think that's going to work just with the way that I'm doing these. Like I said, I am going to come back through this and add texture to it after. I think we're just going to get the oak leaves down first, put the canvas down, and then we'll add a little bits of texture. And the azalea is absolutely going to be necessary, and the mangrove as well, actually, because I think the azalea, the mangrove, and the oak are good enough. I will throw in some of that jungle leaves as well, just to add even more texture. There we go, now it's kind of like the wall is part of the tree almost, or the tree is part of the wall. Alright, let's just put down a bunch more of these leaves. It's a little bit too close to comfort to the main oak, actually. I think if we get like a couple on the top, it's not going to be too bad. Might just blend in okay. Oops. And then at the very tip, kind of here, we're obviously going to have like a big branch on its own. It's just going to like kind of tower up a little bit higher maybe. Actually, I don't know if I do want it pointy. It's not, this sort of tree wouldn't normally be a pointed tree, would it, at the top? Maybe I don't want that there. You don't need a dirt pillar to... So I'm gonna try and avoid it connecting up directly. So the different layers have like different... Just gonna rotate that around there for a little bit. Ah. Okay. I've got a lot more leaves to kind of like place. Your wood looks like stuck to those leaves. You and Janice literally made the exact same joke. I expect nothing else. Okay, we need a little bit more like here. I don't know if I do want it to connect up there. I think having those sort of gaps throughout the thing is probably the best. And like I said, I do want some farrier lights kind of in here. Hey Kath, how are you, sir? How you been? Let's go and sleep. Don't like doing this at night time. How are you, sir? Tired? I'm on annual leave this week, so I haven't been working today. I actually went out for a quite a long walk today. It was quite nice, quite a big hike this morning. And then this afternoon, I was just editing together the video from Saturday. Killed any pandas lately? There's no pandas in this world. I haven't been able to find any. I haven't found a jungle biome, to be honest. Just normal jungle biome. As soon as I find -15, oof. As soon as I find some pandas, I will kill them. Okay, so this definitely needs to be brought down here. This bit needs to be taken down too. I haven't even started doing that yet. Tree leaves! Building custom trees. Definitely is the hardest bit is adding the leaves, definitely. But I mean, that's kind of like the final bit that you need to do anyway, so. But we're getting there, we're getting there. It's coming along. It's coming along. The thing is, you need to make the custom trees like look good from all angles, kind of thing, as well. That's... I'm liking the shape of that. I'm liking it. Might add a little bit more depth on the top there. But I do like the fact that it's got that kind of natural gap throughout, so you can see the trunk. Makes it look a little bit bigger. Unfortunately, the branches at the bottom kind of have all connected in together, and there is like spots like this where it just doesn't look right. So let's fix these spots first. Like here, these sort of bits. Where's my dirt? Actually, maybe we do keep that there. That's... Nah. I'll just pillar up and pick them up. Okay, so there's definitely a problem there, so let's get on top. Actually, no, I don't like that one there. A little bit better. Let's get back on top. Add that one back, and then just add... No, I think that's good. Right, now we need to kind of like add to this bit here, so it kind of like almost connects up, but I don't want it to fully connect. Yeah, I like that. That's looking good. Has it started snowing yet, Kath, for you? I presume it has. It's minus 15. I presume it's started snowing a while ago. Okay, it just gives it a little bit more dimension. Big dump a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I presumed it had. Usually you send pictures. You haven't done that this year. Minus 15 snow is not normally a thing. No, I figured. Because it's usually like 0 degrees, isn't it, when you get snow? It's a bit too cold. I don't want that there. Just having a look around, seeing if there's anything I've missed. A little bit there. Right, on this canopy all looks good. I'm kind of just experimenting now, just adding in like the last few blocks. But I'm really liking what we've got going on here now. How does it look from over here? Now all we need to do is kind of like add the texturing for the different types of leaves and things. Discount! Right then, this isn't going to be big on dignity. Thank you very much. 23-month subscription. I need to sort out the new GIFs for the stream. Yeah. I need to get rid of it. I need to get the Jodie Whittaker regeneration in. That's what I need to do. Okay, so I'm not 100% keen on this section there, so we're just gonna add a little bit extra to the skeletal part of the leaves. Just gonna add a little bit more. Looks a little bit better. Now I think it's too much, actually. See none of the new episodes with her in. Holy mother of Cathbris! That is a lot of snow! Wow. Just ended her stint a few weeks ago. This is true. She only ended it not that long ago, so I've got a little bit of time. That was in Buffalo. Wow. I've got a little bit of time before it needs changing, but yeah. That is a lot, though. Not because she's in them, it's just kind of fell off the Doctor Who thing. Honestly, I think the writing of Doctor Who, it just got crap. Like, let's be honest, the writing went downhill when Chibnall took over. Traditionally, he was never a very good Doctor Who writer. When he wrote for David Tennant and Matt Smith, like, those episodes are probably the worst episodes of Doctor Who from that era. And then he got made chief head writer, and who'd have thought he made crap Doctor Who? You know, that the guy who consistently proved himself not to be very good at writing for Doctor Who ended up getting the show, and the show was consistently bad because of it. That being said, I think he has made a few good episodes with Jodie Whittaker. The one that I liked the most was the latest, like last year's New Year's special. I thought that was actually a really good episode. I really enjoyed that. And there's multiple reasons why I enjoyed that, but I just thought it was a good Doctor Who episode. It messed around with time a lot. See, now it's too uniform. I can't get this shape quite right. Nope. Running out of ender pearls as well. Yeah, so I mean, like, traditionally, like, he's not been the best, but he has done some okay episodes. I wouldn't say they were like the best episodes of Doctor Who ever. I wouldn't go that far, but they were enjoyable. Definitely an enjoyable episode. It felt like it did something slightly different to what I've seen in Doctor Who in the past, and definitely different from the Jodie Whittaker stuff, so at least he was trying, and I can respect that. And I enjoyed watching that episode. I know people have kind of like haven't enjoyed it or don't enjoy it as much as, and I'm sure there's the Whittaker fans out there, and like the ones that have really enjoyed this version of Doctor Who, and are going to be really upset that she's gone and Chibnall's gone. But I'll be honest, anyone who likes like good writing and good story probably isn't part of them. Throw enough shit at the wall and some is bound to stick. Agreed, Kath. Like, I definitely feel like it wasn't good because he wrote it. It was good because it was a good concept. It was quite a solid concept, actually. The fact that the Doctor and companions and it's got 5 characters in the whole show, right? So it's simple. It's a simple idea. The idea is the Daleks are pretty much, time is resetting, so they're on a constant loop, but every time that they reset, only they lose a minute, and so it starts off at like 10 minutes to midnight, and they die like every reset, Groundhog Day style, is like a minute closer to midnight the next time they restart, something like that. So then they have to like solve the problem before they run out of time. I didn't care much for the last 2 Doctors. See, I loved Capaldi. I really did. I really enjoyed Peter Capaldi's Doctor. I thought the writing at times was very bad, but in terms of the actual Doctor, I think he had the most character growth, especially the 8th season, his first season, where the entire season is his character arc. Like, he changes throughout the season. He's trying to figure out whether he's a good man or a bad man anymore. And, like, I really enjoyed that season. I thought that was a very good season of Doctor Who. And also, not to mention, he's got one of the best, arguably one of the best episodes of Doctor Who under him, which is the one where the Doctor, after Clara has died, the Doctor is kind of alone and he's punching through a wall full of diamond. And yes, he's doing the whole Groundhog Day thing. He does that over and over and over and over and over again, and it was really good. You like the War Doctor stuff? Yeah, it's a shame that John Hurt isn't with us anymore. I would have liked some more of those, but originally the original concept was that was supposed to be Christopher Eccleston's Doctor. However, Christopher Eccleston didn't want to come back for the 50th anniversary, so they wrote in a brand new Doctor. And yeah, I enjoyed the War Doctor stuff. It's a shame that they kind of retconned it. I thought it was an interesting story arc, and it's all kind of been a bit retconned now. So, I mean, it's still valid. It's still valid Doctor Who. I don't think it really matters if you get retconned with that show. Everything gets retconned in Doctor Who eventually. You know, I mean, the whole concept of regeneration was a retcon. That's all that was. So everything gets retconned in Doctor Who. I've not got a problem with that. Explain a lot about Eccleston's Doctor though, and how he's dark versus all previous Doctors. Yeah, him being the War Doctor or the War Doctor stories, that sort of stuff. Yeah, definitely. I can talk about, I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware, I can talk about Doctor Who like for a while, especially the newer Doctor Who's. But I can also talk about classic Who quite well. I can hold my own in a conversation about classic Who. It's just, I think a lot of people don't like watching classic Who anymore because it's definitely dated. It's a different style of storytelling, for one. It's the old 1960s stuff with William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton. They're almost radio plays. So it's difficult. It's unfair, in my opinion, to kind of like judge them on modern day standards. But still, you can have conversations about them, I guess. Being the regen after the War Doctor. Yeah, I agree. It's a shame that Christopher Eccleston has said that he won't ever be the Doctor again, although he is doing audiobooks, which I haven't listened to. I do listen to a lot of audiobooks. It's mainly when I'm driving to and from work. At the moment, I'm listening to It by Stephen King, which I've nearly finished. It's a long audiobook. So there are audiobooks with Eccleston, like brand new stories, and I wouldn't mind listening to some of them, because I think supposedly they're meant to be really good. The Paul McGann audiobooks are meant to be amazing, along with the Colin Baker audiobooks, the Sixth Doctor, the one with the Technicolor Dreamcoat, which was like probably one of the worst costume choices. Anyway, like those audiobooks are meant to be really good. Sylvester McCoy audiobooks are meant to be really good as well. So yeah, there's a lot of like audiobooks and stuff, but I've always been a little bit lost with them because I never know where to start, because there's quite a lot of them now, and I don't know if they like following on adventures or when they're set, that sort of thing. So maybe it's just a matter of like picking a story and then saying, right, I'm gonna listen to this now. Maybe that's what I'll do. I have a hard time watching the classic Doctor. It's like watching old Canadian TV. The production value was low. Yeah, so I agree with that. The production value is low in classic Doctor Who. Especially when you get up to like the 80s, it really, really is bad. It's really bad in the early to late 80s. The production value is really bad. But like, I think the 1960s Doctor Who, and actually no, the Tom Baker classic Who, I think that stands up quite well. I personally think that those are probably some of the better. I mean, there's a reason why Tom Baker has always been considered as the Doctor. Like, even before, I'd maybe argue that David Tennant can also come up to that mantle. I personally don't think his Doctor is as good as Tom Baker's. Not that I've got anything wrong with David Tennant or his Doctor. I just, it's not as iconic, right? He wasn't in the role for as long. Although technically, I guess he's the only actor that has ever been the Doctor twice. Yeah, so Tom Baker's Doctor is iconic, like, it just is. I mean, but there's a reason why, right? Those stories were, and still are, very good. The stories. The production value, not so much, and I do understand that, Kath. It is difficult to watch it, because subconsciously, even if you don't realize you're doing it, you're always going to be comparing it to IRA, like, modern day TV, right? You're always going to be doing that. Where now the standard is a lot higher. So, yeah, it can be difficult. It can be a challenge to watch, but for me, this is a personally for me, like, I think the stories are good enough that you can kind of like see past it. Comparing them to the US TV at the time as well, yeah, and again, a lot more money in the US TV. I mean, even now, like, modern Doctor Who, compare it with US TV shows, the production values are shit, like, really bad. Like, the Jodie Whittaker ones in particular has been awful. Like, some of the CGI is just appalling. So, yeah. Although, that being said, I thought, actually, no, yeah, I agree and disagree with what I just said. It's a lot more complicated, I think. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, no. I'm trying not to overdo it here with the azalea. I only want it to be a slight highlight. And then I'll kind of like just keep going with it. Like, just see what works, what doesn't work. We'll get rid of that one there because it doesn't fit. Always been bombarded with US TV. Yeah, I think you do in the UK as well, to be fair. But I would imagine it's a lot more paramount in the US than what it is over here. We do have our own like kind of production studios, although so does Canada. I mean, look at Stargate. That was Canadian. That's one of the best sci-fi franchises, in my opinion. I think. You know, it's pretty good, and that stands the test of time. But yeah, no, I think it's understandable comparing Doctor Who against, like, TV shows of the same age. Like, I mean, you look at... So, classic Doctor Who, the William Hartnell Doctor Who, or Patrick Troughton Doctor Who, that's important. Because Patrick Troughton, he started as Doctor Who in 1966. That was the same time that Star Trek was on, right? Star Trek, the original series, if you compare the two... They are very vastly different. Yeah, massively different. And the main reason for that is the production value, right? And actually, I think it was Christopher Eccleston that made that observation, or like I first heard that observation, was that when he was growing up, like he really struggled with watching Doctor Who because the production value was so shit. So he was always more of a Star Trek fan, which is kind of ironic. With more US buy-in, the revival has a larger budget. US stations have picked up broadcast rights. Now Disney picking up the rights. I'm curious to see how it goes. Yeah. Well, okay, so the US invasion of Doctor Who started in the second season of Matt Smith's tenure. So that's season 6 of New Who. That's kind of when the BBC really tried to break through to America. The opening episode was set and filmed for the first time in America. There was a lot more American kind of stuff going on with the storyline, that sort of thing. I mean, the whole astronaut, you know, the moon landing episode and that sort of thing, you know. So that's when it started, and I think they succeeded to a certain level. However, the stories definitely suffered at the same time, and I think maybe, yeah. But for the first time, like, the US got live coverage of Doctor Who at the same time as it aired in the UK. Then the 60th special kind of happened, sorry, the 50th special happened, and that was broadcast again at the same time live in the States as what it did in the UK. And then it kind of got a little bit, like, the ratings definitely plummeted, so I don't know whether it's still BBC America. Yeah. Well, BBC America, so this is BBC America's weird because it's not actually funded by the BBC. It's kind of like a side company. I mean, it comes under the BBC name, but it's not funded by the BBC. They're not allowed to use the funding that the BBC gets, so it has to, like, have adverts and things. I think so, right? Like, BBC America has commercial breaks and things like that. It's like a franchise. Yeah, kind of. Like, it's definitely run by different people. I don't think, but it's basically just reuse of the BBC stuff, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that the BBC can use the profits from BBC America, if there are any. I don't know. I'd have to check it. I can't remember the ins and outs. Okay, let's make some... A station dedicated to rebroadcasting BBC content, yeah. But it doesn't have any influence on the actual programs that the BBC create. I mean, they are, like, kind of entwined? I need to find good places for these lanterns now. So I do want a few lanterns in there just so it lights up a little bit nicer at nighttime. Someone is messaging me. Okay, so how is this looking, by the way? Are we getting there? There we go. So now we've got some light going on. What do we think? Finished product of our custom tree. What do we think? It's a joint venture between BBC Studios and AMC. That was the network I was thinking of. It's AMC. Yes. What do we think, by the way? What do we think? What do we think for this tree? Looking good? I think I've got a good balance of the textures now. I'm not sure whether I want to add in the vines. I don't think I need to. I think the color was named after the fruit. It's just irritating. What do you think about my tree? Not about the goddamn color orange. Jesus. I'm pretty pleased with it. That took a couple of hours. Oh, I've been dropping ever so slight frames though. I don't want to talk about your tree or your wood. I have been dropping a few frames. I've just kind of looked over, and we have dropped a few. Not very many though. Now, is that drop frames or is this? How has the stream looked, by the way? Is it yeah, I've got a little bit of rendering lag. I've got 8 frames lost due to rendering flag, 8 frames lost due to skip, and then 1,182 to dropped frames to the network. So that's my network connection. So potentially there's still an issue then with the stream. I don't know what was causing it. But I don't think it would have been noticeable because it is only like 0.6%. So, you know, I think we're okay. I bet all of those frames went at the same time when I was like loading something in the background, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, chat, what do we think of the tree? How are we feeling? Do we think it suitably hides the building or like frames the building quite well? Because if you're walking down this path here, the idea is that the building comes into focus slowly. There you go. I like ones that are grouped together. Are these trees? Yeah, I've got trees here. I've been tree farming. These trees don't count. I don't care about these ones. This tree, this custom tree that we've just built. I think it works. I think it works. I think it like is about as good as I'm gonna get. I think we need to know when to stop adding blocks, and I think we're there. There are imperfections in it, but the imperfections kind of adds to the tree. Ow. Ah. Get out of here. I think the imperfections do actually add to the tree. Now, when you get around here, I don't think it really matters too much what the tree looks like, but I do want it looking good from all angles. Talking about blueberries. And the azalea leaves, actually, I think, have been the best part to this, because they are... Oh, do you know, we could use the flowering azalea in places, but I don't think it needs it. I think we're okay without the flowering azalea, for the time being. I mean, we could always come back and change it. I especially like it from this angle, because it's kind of like multi-tiered, multi-layered, and it's got that gap. Which trees have, you know? Like from this point here as well, I really like it because of that gap. It just breaks up the like mass amounts of leaves. And then when you're walking down the path, on the path, it hides the... Jesus Christ, that actually legit scared me. No! Oh, okay. 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 Motherfucker, piece of shit! So, like, this building blocks the building behind, then the tree blocks it. So, kind of when you're walking across here, it's being blocked by the terrain, so we definitely need something here to block the building, right? And it's not until you kind of like walk down this path that you're like, oh, there's a building there, let's go and have a look at it. I think that's the idea, and then it's not until you get like here and it's like, ooh, okay. So, next tree is this one, which is going to be a bit more of a challenge, I think, because it's bigger. Yeah, it's just bigger, really, and I've got a lot more texturing and stuff to go on, but I kind of don't want to do that now because I've spent like 2 hours on this. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to leave that tree. We'll leave it for where it is. Okay, so this is what we could do then, chat. What we could do for like a little bit. We could build out this garden a little bit and just add like a little... I don't know what I'm going to add to that garden. I don't know. I'm still blanking on it. To be honest, I was blanking on it. I was blanking on the path as well. I didn't know what to do with the pathway, and actually that ended up being really easy. Like, so I mean, we could work a little bit on the, like, this garden area. So the garden, the idea of this is that it's supposed to be like all sorts of fruits, vegetables, that sort of thing, like popping up, all sorts of growth, and it's supposed to look maintained. I don't know. We could work on this, I guess. I really don't want to do another tree though. These trees take a long time to do, and they are a little bit annoying to kind of like maneuver yourself around. And if I rush it, it doesn't look as good, I don't think. What we could do, we could work on the redstone for this secret hidden entrance into the base. We could do that, or we could just work on the entrance itself. Or we could just like do none of those things and work on the villagers. The villagers, I have said quite a few times, need work, and they need to be moved at some point too. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. It's kind of like when you know you've got a lot to do in a world, and then you just don't have any inspiration to do it. That's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. What I will do is I'm going to update this map. There we go. It's got the tree in now over there. What could we place in this space here? What could we put there? Now, Animal keeps saying like a statue of some kind. But I'm not so sure that that would work. I wish there was a way to remove the indicator. But that's just because it... Oh, actually... The TARDIS. I don't want to put the TARDIS there. For obvious reasons. It's got to be something in this like kind of style, this theme. Like some form of object. It doesn't have to be a building. It does need to be some form of object. A statue is an okay idea. Some form of monument, maybe. We've got quite a lot of space here. Like, it's all of this space that I'm talking about, this kind of area. You can make the other style of map that doesn't include markers. You do that in Bedrock. Why haven't they added that into Java again? What What is the point in having like multiple different versions of Minecraft? I don't understand. With and without a compass. Interesting. I'll tell you what we could do. We could start working on the path, the main path. We could do that. So this path here, I want to be different to like this path. So I don't want to make it out of stone and andesite and stuff. So what could the path be made out of? Like what sort of building blocks are good for paths for this kind of era? Well, actually, do you know, do you know what? The mud is not a bad idea. This sort of mud. Brick. Like brick granite kind of thing, maybe? A granite path. We could have a play around. Do I have any brick available? I've got a little bit. I've also got mud. Alright, let's put the leaves away. Ugh. Cobblestone. I mean, cobblestone would be an obvious choice. It would blend. It would be able to blend quite well with it because we've already got the cobblestone kind of going in, right? So we'd be able to blend cobblestone very well. So cobblestone is an option. Also, it's easy to get hold of. Like, it's an easy resource to make. So let's get the mud. Let's get some granite. I don't have much granite, so we will have to farm that. Let's get the tuff as well. I don't want the deep slate. I don't think that's gonna work. We're doing the mud, aren't we? So do we not have any? Where's the dirt? Oh, I know. No, I know what I need. I need hay, which we don't. We need wheat, which we don't really have much of. So let's go and make some wheat. Fortune. Deep slate may be a good border. Yeah, I was having a look at that. Like, it's quite a strong contrasting color, isn't it? That breaks up the reds and the oranges. Dun, 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 dun. I hate the inventory management system in this game. Going to head home to for now. Okay, thanks, Kath. Thanks for stopping by, my dude. Yeah, every so often I am dropping a few frames, but maybe I haven't solved the issue. Maybe I've just kind of like put it off, prevented it from happening like all the time. Yes, again. Better than Java. Java has a weird break when you're trying to place seeds really quickly. Does it? Yeah, you see, I've not really spent much time on Bedrock itself, so I don't know the differences. Right, let's put... I'll keep the dirt, I guess. I don't have much granite. I'm gonna go with tough as well. We'll have a look at the mud. It's not a bad idea. Gonna have a look at the packed mud too. Also got mud bricks that we can use. So I'll have a look at like a bunch of different ideas for this. Now I don't want it to be too built up in terms of pathing. So if I did go with the brick, we've got to be very careful. Let's do it like too wide for now. So this is something like kind of a texture pattern that I've used in builds before. Maybe not as a footpath, but this sort of a thing with some form of like darker. I mean, that looks very roady, right? Actually, do you know what does look good as like kind of a modern road for tarmac? Is this mud. This mud really looks like tarmac. Is it dirt? No, it must be. When you're placing those seeds, it does like 3 and then a short pause and then places the next group. So you skipped a plot. That pause doesn't happen in Bedrock. Interesting. Didn't know that. Let's have a look at Cobbled Deep Slate. I mean, Cobbled Deep Slate's going to be the pain in the ass to build with. But it does have different texturing varieties with it. That didn't look as nice as I thought it would, actually. Oh, hello. Lurking? Sure. Ah, this is the wrong place. Seriously? Oh, bollocks. No, no. Gonna die. Yep. Ah, you bastard. Might just have to kill them. Might just have to kill them. Ah, of course it picks up all of my stuff. It's the zombie that picked up my stuff, not the zombie villager, which is really annoying. Might just have to kill it. It's fine. No. I want the... Fine, I'm just gonna kill it. I'm a little bit annoyed at that death, but it's fine. Where was my, just out of interest, where was my, in all of that, where was my ender pearls? Because I tried to ender pearl out of there and I couldn't find the ender pearls 1 hour later, absolutely with this enchantments on. No! Bastard! You fucking dicky, dick-sucking bastards! How can they see you? Through the frick goddamn motherfucking piece of shit dicks. How can they see? How? How are they able to frickin' see you through the ground? Right, now I'm not gonna get surprised by another freaking set of... Oh my god. There we go. Jesus, give me all my crap back. That was just annoying. I'm a little bit annoyed at that. Don't know if you can tell. Like, where were my ender pearls? I definitely had the ender pearls, so why? They obviously weren't in my hot slot bar. Yeah. All of that for a goddamn freaking villager. So where is the cave that I was trying to put him in? I could have sworn it was here. I don't know. I don't know where the freaking cave is now. I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off. Just died in Minecraft. Just died in freaking Minecraft, man. To a zombie. Twice. Twice. Okay. Anyway. So, we need to figure out what is best. We've also got this mud thing here. How does that look next to there? So, I mean, we could use the mud. Wait a second. Is it... it's a pickaxe thing for packed mud? Oh, look at all the zombies. Oh, and another one. Come on, get out of here. Piss off, zombies! Go on! Go on! Get out of here! This is my area! No one's allowed to come here. I'm... Okay, pathing designs. So we could do this. Actually, I don't like this. I don't think that's gonna work. Something else we have to kind of figure out for this sort of path is that I don't want it to clash too much with what's going on with the buildings. So it's kind of got to look separate, which the more I think about it, actually, I think stone and cobble and andesite is potentially the way to go. But then that means that this path is going to be the same as this path, and I'm not sure if I want that. I don't know. It's not an area that I'm very good at, is path making. I'm really not very good at that. That's quite a dark look to it, so I'm a little bit like reluctant to do the deep slate. Also, the deep slate walking up to that path there is going to blend with the walls. We don't want that. What other blocks do we have available for like paths? Give me some ideas. What can we use for pathing blocks? Maybe sandstone. That's going to be difficult to get hold of, sandstone. Sorry, I want to finish my drink, and I've got someone messaging me right now. I'm ignoring. Like, what are the... So I am actually thinking that this color is actually the better way to go. I don't know, because I do really like the stone path we've kind of created here. Do we just stick with the stone path? What do you think, chat? Do you think just having this stone path going through the entire world, well, through the entire world, through the entire village? I guess there's one way to find out. We could like replace all of this grass blocks with that path and we'll see if it looks good. So let's do that. We'll experiment. Dirt can go away for the time being. Packed mud can go in here. Mud can go in there. Tuff can go in here. I never tried the tuff. I do want to keep the andesite. Alternative stones can be bricks, granite. Bricks can go up there. Iron can go away. Personally, I would do a stone path from the main path towards a building only. So the stone path from the main path to a building only. Okay. But I don't know what else we can build like the main paths out of. I mean, we could do like different shades of woods, like the oak planks and things like that, and then could make it out of wood, I guess. But then I fear that the pathing will blend with... That's a good question, yeah. We could do smooth stone. We want it to stand out a little bit more. Stone bricks. Let's get the cobblestone. I'm going to play around. We're going to have a look. We're going to see what we can do. Having a look at like the lighter greys. That's kind of what I'm aiming for right now. I'll take a little bit of light grey wool because that might work. I've got grey wool. I need light grey wool, don't I? Oh no, that's grey dye. Do I have any light grey sheep? I don't think we do we? No. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna change 2 sheep to light grey so we can start farming light grey wool. I've got shears there. At some point I will be doing a sheep farm, I know. I say that a lot. At some point I will do something. I mean, if it comes down to actually using the light grey wool a lot, then I will absolutely get a sheep farm going with like all the different types of sheep. Or at least the greys and the blacks and things. I really like that tree, I've decided. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to trial this exact same path going from here all the way over to here. And we'll kind of like see how it looks and if it changes my vision for the thing. And if I like it, we'll keep it all the way through. Like the pathing all the way through. If I don't like it, we can always change it out. Like this is like the trial way of doing this. Kind of do it all the way down here to here, I guess. First thing that I want to do is put down as much stone as possible. Just fill in these gaps with stone. And then we'll start replacing it, like we'll texture it up. Shouldn't take too long because this path's quite an easy path to make. I'll also make it 3 wide as well in a lot of places. Hey, it stopped raining finally. There we go. Just thickening it up a little bit. And obviously we can have slabs with this pathing that can affect the look of the path, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, let me also just do those. Right, now let's add in some texturing. I don't have much andesite with me at the moment, so let's go and make some and get some andesite. I've got a lot of andesite down here. There we go. Lots of andesite. Sorted. And the great thing is with this, if I don't like it, because I'm only doing it on like a small sample area, we can always pick it all back up, right? I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this. That's the thing. I mean, we could like change the focus on this a little bit to primarily have just cobblestone instead of the stone, right? So we invert it and we make the main path made out of just plain, like, more cobblestone stuff, and then we interlace it with the stone in the andesite, rather than having stone and interlace it with the cobblestone and the andesite, if that makes sense. So we could do that. But I'll commit to this for a second just to see what it looks like first. This is kind of like our trial at this point. Then obviously we would have like the coarse dirt and trodden ground around. Ah. Yeah. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Right, let's rip all that up because I don't like it. It was a good idea to try it. Right, let's try it with the cobblestone. Like, make the main block the cobblestone. So if you think about it. What? The actual? Wow. He didn't drop any of his stuff either. So let's replace all this up and we will try cobblestone as our main block type. And we'll see if it's enough. If we've got cobblestone as our main block type, maybe we could use like gravel as well. A very small chance of happening. I know, right? He didn't drop any of his freaking armor either, which is very annoying. Ugh. Hate zombies. Jesus, like so many of them. All right, let's get the cobblestone down. I'm just gonna blanket the entire area with cobblestone and then we will change the thing accordingly, right? As like kind of a main path, a main road is made out of cobblestone. Again, something that is easy to get hold of and implement. And then obviously we would need to just interlace it, right? So interlace the changes and make it nice and subtle, but blend it as well, right? So that's what we've got so far. Now, in the past, I have actually done these roads out of cobblestone like this, and I've just left it like that, but that is a little bit too boring for my liking. Also, I'm already thinking that it's not a good enough change. It's not drastic enough. So let's do something a bit different here. I'm going old school, right? Like old school Minecraft. And we could also have mossy cobblestone on here as well to kind of like blend it in with the grass on the side. Okay, it's looking a little bit better. Right, now let's add some highlight to it. I don't know. A little bit of highlight to it. Okay, that actually does make a world of difference, adding that highlight in. Hey Buzz, how's it going, my dude? How are you, sir? So adding that highlight in has helped a little bit. Oh, god damn it. I killed a sheep. Right, you die now. Accidentally killed a sheep. If that was my... It wasn't. Oh my goodness, there's so many mobs. Just chilling. Nice. To be honest, I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer, just because it's getting on in a little bit in the day. And I want to go and get some food. Don't die, Womble. You've already had one embarrassing death today. Stop shooting my sheep! I don't know, chat. I cannot, for the life of me, get this right. Listen to this streamer talk about elite dangerous lore. Which streamer? Not that I'm immediately jealous! So what we could do with this sort of a path is we could break it off, right? So the difference between this and this is that this one would have like a maybe a border line, and I'm a little bit scared to do this because it's going to be like expensive. Oh, I've got like random junk in my inventory all the time. Actually, you know what? I don't need to be carrying around my hose at the moment. Let's get... polished deep slate slabs. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Polish deep slate slabs. Don't know if that's going to work. Get out of here. Red Munchkin. They've got a bigger update tomorrow. Interesting. Just to give it a little bit more of a boundary. Not sure if it's going to work, but might not be a bad idea just to have a look, see if it will balance quite well. So now I'm actually going to replace these because they don't quite look right. Knock, knock, knock! Zombies at the door. Did you notice how the zombies are only knocked when the door was open though? Not when it was closed? Did you notice that? It's because I'm a genius. That's why that happened. Okay, how's that? You see now, this boundary here that I've just created, which by the way, actually I kind of like, it blends in too much with the boundary of the wall, right? So then when you've got this path coming here and you've got the deep slate here and the deep slate there, it looks a little bit weird. Because they were polite. So I do like the deep slate. I think that defines the road. Like that says this is where the road is. But I don't think, I don't know. We can try it on this side, but I don't think it's going to work. I'm out of deep slate. I mean, how does that look? So I do actually kind of like this in terms of that's the main road going in that direction. So we would have this going on this. This is the main road here. So I kind of like the idea of that. Whereas this, which is a side road, going up to here and then back here, this sort of way. Maybe this needs to be like kind of more of a reddish road. So let's play around with some red colors. So that would be granite and bricks, that sort of thing. Maybe the packed mud would look quite good. I mean, I realize having packed mud as your road is like that sort of brown maybe might work better actually than like the reddy granite colors and bricks. I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna leave this here for the time being. We shall leave this bit here for the time being. I mean, we could extend the amount of stone bricks we've got going on here as well. That could make the difference, actually. That might make it look a little bit more like a broken road, I guess. I'm liking this a little bit more now because the texture has changed, and I think that is going to make it stand out from the stone path that we've got up to the house. Yeah, it gives it a little bit more of a oomph to it, I think. Can still have stone here. Because that kind of gives it a nice balance. Makes it look a little bit more like a broken road, I guess. I'm liking that more and more. The more I look at it, the more I like it. And I think it's the smooth stone that I'm really enjoying, because it's like a highlight to it. And then when you get over to here, the highlight becomes the andesite as opposed to, so it's a little bit more like it's a stone path, and there is a very distinguished difference, if that makes sense, between this path here and that path there, because the edges are the dirt, whereas the edges here, I mean, I probably still have the coarse dirt going across the sides as well, because I mean, people are always going to walk off of the path, right? And I think we should have this road going all the way through the village. The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm enjoying it. We can do some fun things with this as well, with this path. So let's, I'll kind of show you what I mean. Oops. Polished deep slate slabs. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, ba, da, ba, bam, bam. There we go. Oh, I know which ones I didn't do. There we go. Cool. That should be enough of what I want. Like this sort of a thing, still going through the path. Whoops. Whoops. Making the path look a little bit more broken, textured, and the more I play with this, the more I'm liking this path as well. The more I'm looking at it. Where am I? No. Did I not make any just normal slabs? didn't. Okay, we'll do one of those there. And then this one. So it gives that kind of broken up feature to it. Not going to be as many as these as... That might be a little bit much. Let's add in a few more. It just adds a little bit of texture to the path itself. Okay, next thing we want to do is swap those in. And I guess it's got to take these bits out as well. It's kind of got to go to there. Ah! I'm going to get blown up by a creeper because I'm really not being careful. Don't worry, I'll fix that in a minute. Okay. So that gives that kind of an impression. Did I make any polished deep slate stairs? I didn't. That's okay. I don't need them. So what do we think, chat? Like, is this a subtle enough change for, number one, like, distinguishable change between paths? So that you can very clearly see that one path ends and the other one continues. Alright. Or have I not quite got the essence of the area right? I don't know. Oh, come on. He does that so often. Step over the goddamn boat. Jesus. There you go. Got some more. I needed some more ender pearls. I don't know. I can't decide whether I like this path more or less. What does it look like from outside the window? You can't see it because of the tree. What does it look like from this window? Ooh. I mean, I like it. I do like the path, but whether or not it's too similar to the stone path leading up to the house, I don't know. I can't decide that. I think I need to sleep on it. I need to kind of like play around with it a little bit. I think that's what I need to do. I do actually think that potentially my creative juices have came to an end for the day. But so far, I mean, from here, actually, I think it blends reasonably well. That definitely looks a lot more posher. Because it's got the border around it. I mean, there would still be like kind of like the treaded grass blocks, I think, leading up to the, like, around the path anyway. It's difficult to say. It's difficult to say whether I like it or not. But, I mean, the big question is, do I want that style of path throughout the village? Or do we want to go... Ooh, actually, you know what? I really like that. I do actually really like it. I think I want to do that style of path throughout the village. From a distance, it doesn't look that different to the main path in the house. But when you... Oh, actually, you know what? I don't know whether I like it or not. I can't decide. I think when you zoom in, it looks a little bit blah. But from a distance, it's okay. Too much cobblestone, I think. I don't know. I'm undecided. I can't tell whether I like it or not. Now I'm looking at it, the black outline looks very cartoony. And because I've got black outline everywhere around that building, it looks a bit odd. Oh, hey. Oh, there's more of them. Ah. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Hi. Okay, they are actually about to kill me. I'm just gonna look at you as you burn to death. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. How are we feeling about that path there? Ooh. I kind of like the brown that the normal path thing has, so maybe we design a path built around like a browner texture color. I think that's what I'm leaning towards, is maybe having like a brown path, kind of more of a dirt path. I think what I need to do, I need to like play around. I need to have a good play around with different blocks, different pathing, that sort of thing. I do like the stone path around the house, but I think maybe Cyan, you were right. I think just keeping it as stone around the house and getting rid of like that. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not working. It's not working. It's not blending. It's too similar. They're too similar. The paths are too similar. What we've done over there with like that deep slate layered brown there, I actually quite like that. So maybe we could use like oak, stripped oak and things like that to really make a path, like a good path, like stripped oak and stripped birch, like all the way through the village. Maybe. But then I'm afraid that we've got too much browns going on. I don't know, especially if we're building out of like oak and birch a lot, which we are at the moment. Paths generally are darker in color anyway, so maybe we use oak and spruce, because we don't really have that much spruce going on in the village that much, so and then if that's the case, if we're using like oak and spruce, like stripped variants of them, we can add in different textures and different colors here, there, and everywhere. I am tempted with like maybe more of a redder orangey look though as well. So I think basically what I need to do, I need to go away, have a little bit of a think, sleep on it, and come back with a solid path structure, which I'm going to do another day. Maybe another stream. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm pretty happy with what we did. We did the tree today, so that was... custom trees always take a couple of hours, so I'm pretty pleased that we put in the time to do that. But yeah, otherwise, I'm gonna head out. Have a good night, evening, noon, insert time. Okay, I'm gone. Bye.